redox reactions. Okay, right. Say, so this redox reaction topic is related to electrochemistry. Nothing but electrochemistry continuation topic to redox reaction. So in redox reaction, we are going to study some important basics of electrochemistry. That's what. Before starting electrochemistry, let us finish redox reaction. Okay, and moreover, in redox reaction and including redox reaction electrochemistry, so we can expect 3 to 4 questions, minimum 3 questions, including electrochemistry and redox reaction. Number of questions in NEET. This year they have given 3 questions, but in 2019-18 they have given 4 questions. 3 or 4 questions can be expected from this topic. So minimum 3 will be there. Okay. And if you say pure redox reaction, in redox reaction what things we are going to study and where we focus, on which concept we focus for NEET. See, first we have basic things. What is redox reaction, classification redox reaction, okay, and calculation of oxidation number. These are the basic things. Okay. Next we have balancing redox reaction. So how to balance the redox reaction, a given redox reaction, how to balance. There are 2-3 methods are there. So based on that, those methods, it is question can be expected. And moreover, here also we study equivalent mass. So what is equivalent mass and how to calculate equivalent mass, gram equivalent mass, all those things. So anyhow, we have studied equivalent mass. So already now we have covered. Okay, once again I will brief here what things important in equilibrium, in equivalent mass and all. We will see it. Okay. Then and tell me, so what is the meaning of redox reaction? So we all know that red means it is a reduction, right? And what is ox? It is a oxidation. So therefore, the reaction in which both oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously, right? So there are many reactions where oxidation as well as reduction takes place simultaneously. Such reactions are called what? Redox reaction. Therefore, in redox reaction, both oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously, right? Like, so oxidation reduction both together they takes place. Such reactions are called redox reaction. So in this topic, we are going to study about only redox reaction. Is it all reactions are redox reactions? No. All chemical reactions are not redox reaction, may not be a, but majority are of course redox reaction. So majority chemical reactions are redox reaction, but all chemical reaction need not to be a redox reactions. Okay. So this topic is completely deals with only redox reaction, so where both oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously. Okay. So that is the definition of redox reaction. In redox reaction again we study what is oxidation and what is reduction. So let's study first what is oxidation. Tell me anybody. So what is oxidation? Oxidation is the process in which there is a it is the process in which there is a one addition of oxygen over or addition of oxygen is a electronegative, no, addition of electronegative element also. The process in which there is a addition of oxygen or addition of electronegative element, because oxygen is a electronegative element, over or the process in which there is a removal of hydrogen or removal of electropositive element is called oxidation. Therefore, the simplest definition of oxidation is the process in which there is a one addition of oxygen or addition of electronegative element or removal of hydrogen or removal of electropositive element. This definition is according to classical method, right? So according to classical method, this is the definition of oxidation. Next, but oxidation, is it only addition of oxygen? No. In even oxidation there is a loss of electron. Therefore, so oxidation can also be defined the process in which there is a loss of electrons. The process in which there is a loss of electron is also called oxidation. So this is according to electronic concept. According to electronic concept. So what is oxidation? Loss of electron. Is it oxidation only loss of electron? No, oxidation is also increasing oxidation number, because in all the oxidation number is increases. Therefore, C is increasing oxidation number. Oxidation number is also called oxidation. This is according to oxidation number concept. So therefore, there are three definitions. So oxidation, one, according to classical method, what is oxidation? The process in which there is a addition of oxygen or addition of electronegative element or removal of hydrogen or removal of electropositive element. This is according to classical method. Next, according to electronic concept, loss of electron. According to oxidation number concept, it is increasing oxidation number. Then similarly we have quite opposite is reduction. But before that, let us see some important example. Tell me, can you tell me important example for classical method? It is a addition of oxygen. So we can write many more example. C plus, you take parallelly, why you are waiting? Then you take running notes here onwards. I gave 1 to topic notes. You should take running notes, otherwise it is not possible. Write on. First write redox reaction. Redox reaction. Let us write some example which is related to addition of oxygen. Tell me. You can write many more. C plus O2, CO2. It is addition of oxygen, right? Sulfur plus oxygen. Tell me. Sulfur dioxide. It is a addition of oxygen. Next, even phosphorus plus oxygen, you will get P2O5. It is not balanced, you can balance it. Next, even chlorine plus oxygen. Tell me, Cl2O7. All these are addition of oxygen. Even you can write H2S plus oxygen. Can you tell me? Hydrogen sulfide plus oxygen. Hydrogen plus oxygen, you will get H2O plus sulfur is deposited, that is precipitated. Next, even burning of or combustion of methane or fuel. All the combustion of fuels are example for oxidation. So methane undergo combustion, carbon dioxide plus water, many more. Okay, you can write unlimited examples, right? There is a addition of oxygen. Here even addition of more electronegative element, that can also be written. Tell me. So addition of, write one example for more electronegative element. So tell me. H2 plus chlorine. Okay. H2, that is HCl. Right, all right, it is oxidation. Addition of more electronegative element. Next, so can you write some example for this loss of electron? So here you see addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen. See, you see here H2S plus O2. What is this? Oxygen is added, but hydrogen is removed. Because hydrogen is removed, no. So addition is addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, both the process taking place. Similarly, here oxygen is added to methane, but hydrogen is removed from the methane, right? So like that, so it is also oxidation. Next is, write some example for this loss of electron. Tell me, when usually it is a property of metal, no? Sodium lose electron, sodium plus electron, or magnesium, take down all of you, +2 electron, aluminum oxidation gives Al +3 electron. We can go on, write many more examples. All loss of electron or oxidation. Next, third category, increasing oxidation number. So what is oxidation number we will study later, but remember, and moreover you know it, like for example cuprous converts into cupric. Tell me, what is the change? Oxidation number is +1, it is +2. Or ferrous converts into ferric, so therefore conversion of ferrous to ferric, oxidation. Aurous, Au +1 to Au +3, it is oxidation. Sn +2, Sn +4, oxidation, many more, right? So therefore increasing oxidation number is also called oxidation, right? Next is reduction. Tell me, can you define what is reduction? It is quite opposite, right? See, in oxidation, the process in which there is a, what is addition of oxygen, but in comes reduction, addition of hydrogen, right, or addition of more electropositive element. Here removal of hydrogen, removal of oxygen, exactly opposite. Next, loss of one or more electron, gain of one or more electron. Next, increasing oxidation number, decreasing oxidation number, right? Exactly. The process in which there is a, the process in which there is a addition of hydrogen over or addition of electropositive element, or removal of oxygen or removal of electronegative element. So this is according to which concept? According to classical concept. Next, B. In terms of electronic concept, it is gain of one or more electron. So this is according to electronic concept. Next, C. Decreasing oxidation number. Decrease in oxidation number. So this is according to oxidation number concept. Okay, write some examples. Now, first one is, so addition of hydrogen or addition of electropositive element. Tell me, Let us see, for addition of hydrogen, can I take FeCl3 reacts with hydrogen, what it form? FeCl2 plus, tell me, one hydrogen and one chlorine, HCl. Okay, you can balance it. Okay, we are not balancing, we will study balancing later. So therefore, FeCl3 plus hydrogen, it forms FeCl2 plus HCl. Next, similarly, SnCl4 plus hydrogen, it gives rise to SnCl2 plus HCl, right? Next, even you can take organic reaction, we study very commonly, aldehydes and ketones. Do you remember? Aldehydes and ketones undergo reduction, they form alcohols. If you take aldehyde, you will get primary alcohol. Even ketone, so ketone can also undergo reduction. Yeah, they form secondary alcohols. It is also reduction. Addition of hydrogen, no. Next, write some example for gain of one or more electrons. It is quite opposite. Like for example, take fluorine. Fluorine plus 2 electron, what it form? 2F minus. Yes or no? Because fluorine has highest electronegativity, takes electron. And similarly, chlorine bromine also can be written, no? Chlorine plus 2 electron, 2Cl minus, bromine plus 2 electron, it is also Br minus. Even oxygen, O2 plus electron, what it form? O minus 2. So if it is balanced, you can take it as a 4 electron. Similarly, nitrogen, nitrogen can also take electron, it becomes N minus 3. So therefore, all the gain of electrons are reduction. Gain of one or more electron. Next, this is according to electronic concept. Last one is decreasing oxidation number. You can take exactly quite opposite. So these examples you take reverse. There, Cu plus converted into Cu plus 2. Then what do we write here? Cu plus 2 plus 1 electron gives us to what? Cu. Sorry, Cu plus, decreasing oxidation number. Cu plus 2 to Cu, opposite. Next, Fe plus 3 to, tell me, Fe plus 2. Next, Au plus 3 to Au plus, and Sn plus 4 to Sn plus 2. So these are all example for reduction. Did you get clarity? What is oxidation and what is reduction? Okay, then what is the importance of oxidation reduction? See, the first important is, from the oxidation reduction we can identify the oxidizing agent and reducing agent. In a chemical reaction, suppose in a chemical reaction, if a chemical reaction is a redox reaction, I told you all chemical reaction need not to be a redox, right? All chemical reaction need not to be redox. There are some reactions where oxidation reduction do not takes place, they are not redox reaction. But wherever oxidation reduction takes place, there is involvement of oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Therefore, we need to identify in a given chemical reaction which is a oxidizing agent and which is a reducing agent. So this kind of questions are very commonly asked question and asking also. Which of the following is a oxidizing agent? Which of the following is a reducing agent in a given reaction? So therefore, now our concept, next concept is oxidizing and reducing agent, right? So what is oxidizing agent and what is reducing agent? Oxidizing agent, it is also called oxidant. Okay. Now, so before going definition, let me clear one simple term, oxidizing agent, or simple sentence. Remember, oxidizing agent always undergo reduction. Oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. Reducing agent itself undergo oxidation. Therefore, now tell me, oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. Okay. Now tell me, oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. Then what is the definition of oxidizing agent? Very good. The substance which oxidizes. Okay, that we study later. But simple definition. Oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. Therefore, the substance which undergo reduction in redox reaction, right? Or the species which undergo what? Reduction. Why reduction? Itself undergo reduction. Therefore, the species which undergo reduction in a redox reaction is a oxidizing agent, right? So therefore, the species or the substance, the substance you take as is, oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction, first point. Next, the substance which gain one or more electrons. So the species or the substance which gains one or more electron in redox reaction. In a redox reaction. Yes or no? So why? Because the substance which gains one or more electron, gaining of electron nothing but reduction, right? So therefore, oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. That's what. So the substance which gains one or more electron is called oxidizing agent. Okay, next point. Oxidizing agent. Now, what is the oxidation number of oxidizing agent in redox reaction? Or what happen oxidation number? Whether oxidation number decreases or increases? Why? It undergo reduction. Oxidizing agent undergo reduction, it means the oxidation number of oxidizing agent is always decreases. Next point. Oxidation number of oxidizing agent is always decreases in redox reaction. Therefore, the oxidation number of the oxidizing agent is always decreases because it has to undergo reduction. Okay, next. Then oxidizing agent. See, usually the purpose of oxidizing agent is, the use of oxidizing agent is, the oxidizing agent oxidizes other substance. How, why, we will study later. Right, one more point. Oxidizing agent oxidizes other substance so that itself undergo? Yes, it oxidizes other substance but itself undergo reduction. Next point. Okay, now tell me, oxidizing agent always decreases in oxidation number of oxidizing agent always decreases. Oxidation number of oxidizing agent decreases. It means the substance can act as a oxidizing agent whether their highest oxidation state or lowest oxidation states. Highest. Why? If they have highest oxidation state, then only they decrease in where? Oxidation number. If they have highest oxidation state, then only they can gain electron. Therefore, the substance can act as a oxidizing agent in generally their highest or maximum oxidation states. If they have highest oxidation state, they can gain electron, or they can convert highest into lowest, decreasing oxidation number. Next point. The substance can act as a oxidizing agent. The substance can act as a oxidizing agent in their highest oxidation states. The substance can act as a oxidizing agent in their highest oxidation states. Example, potassium permanganate. Tell me, in potassium permanganate, what is the oxidation rate of manganese? +7, it is the highest. Manganese highest is +7. Next, comma, K2Cr2O7, potassium dichromate. What is the chromium oxidation number? +6, highest. HNO3, nitrogen is +5, highest. Next, HClO3, chlorine is HClO4, chlorine is +7. Okay, like you can add many more example. Even fluorine F2, fluorine 0 is the highest fluorine, lowest is -1, very good, -1. So like that you can write many more example. So they can act as a oxidizing agents. Okay, so listen once again. If you understand oxidizing agent, reducing agent, quite opposite. Okay, so therefore here, how to identify oxidizing agent? First you need to understand what is oxidizing agent. So what is oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. Since itself undergo reduction, the species which gains one or more electron, because reduction, no, the species which gains one or more electron in redox reaction, that is a oxidizing agent, right? Oxidizing agent oxidation number is always decreases because reduction takes place. Therefore, oxidizing agent oxidizes other substance, but they themselves undergo reduction. They undergo reduction, but other substance they make into undergo oxidation. They makes other substance to undergo oxidation, but they themselves undergo reduction. That is oxidizing agent. So oxidizing agent makes other compound to undergo oxidation, but not itself. Oxidizing agent makes other compound to undergo oxidation by themselves undergoing reduction. Now similarly, can you tell me what is reducing? What are reducing agent? Exactly opposite. So reducing agent, since oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction, reducing agent itself undergo, write down, reducing agent itself undergo oxidation. So reducing agent itself undergo oxidation. Next, what is the definition of reducing agent? The substance which here gains one or more electron, here loss one or more electron in redox reaction. The substance which loss one or more electron, the substance which loss one or more electron in redox reaction. The substance which lost one or more electron in redox reaction called what? Reducing agent. Next, Here, in case of oxidizing agent, oxidation number of oxidizing agent always decreases, but here is right. Oxidation number of reducing agent. Next point. Oxidation number of reducing agent always increases. Always increases in redox reaction. In a redox reaction. Next here, oxidizing agent oxidizes other substance. Then what about reducing agent? Reducing agent reduces other substance by themselves undergoing. Write that point. So reducing agent reduces other substance by reducing agent reduces other substance by themselves undergoing what? By themselves undergoing oxidation. Okay. So therefore, now we got clarity that reducing agent themselves undergo oxidation. In order to undergo oxidation, whether the substance can act as a reducing agent should have highest or lowest oxidation states. Lowest, right? So that means the substance which are having lowest, nothing but minimum oxidation state can act as a reducing agent, because here is maximum highest, no, here is lowest, right? That point also. The substance which can act as reducing agent, the substance which can act as a reducing agent the substance which can act as a reducing agent in their lowest oxidation states. Example, in their lowest oxidation state. Example, you can take ozone. No, 1 second. We are reducing, no, lowest. Okay, H2S. Tell me, in H2S, what is the oxidation state of sulfur? -2. -2 is a lowest, comma, reducing agent in all the metal. You can take hydrogen, comma, carbon monoxide, comma, metals. All metals having zero oxidation rate, that is the lowest. Even you can take coke, carbon powder, coke. Okay. Next, can I take NH3? Because nitrogen is -3, it is the minimum oxidation state of nitrogen. Okay, so wherever the compounds having minimum oxidation state, they can act as reducing agents. Okay, then but there are some substance can act as both oxidizing as well as reducing agent. So yeah, tell me, in which condition they act as both oxidizing reducing agent? In intermediate oxidation state. If the compound oxidation state is intermediate, not highest, not lowest. If it is the highest is oxidizing agent. If the lowest is reducing agent. If the oxidation number of any element in their compound is intermediate, it can act as both oxidizing and reducing agent. That means some substance can act as a both oxidizing as well as reducing agent in their intermediate oxidation states. Okay, write one note. Some substance, take note, some substance can act as both, some substance can act as both oxidizing and reducing agent, oxidizing and reducing agent. Some substance can act as both oxidizing and reducing agent in their intermediate oxidation states. In their intermediate oxidation states. Example, we will study about these in detail, oxidizing, reducing agent at the end of this topic. We have in detail once again after finishing oxidation numbers. But time being, take example, ozone, hydrogen peroxide, sulfur dioxide, HNO2, etc. So they can act as both oxidizing and reducing agent. Okay, now remember this point, oxidizing agent and reducing agent, how to identify. One oxidizing agent, so oxidizing agent should have whether minimum or maximum. It should have maximum oxidation states. Next, reducing agent, it should have minimum oxidation states, right? Therefore, oxidizing agent maximum OS, reducing agent minimum OS. Okay. So take one question. Identify the oxidizing and reducing agent in the following. Identify the oxidizing and reducing agents in the following. Cu plus CuSO4 plus zinc gives rise to zinc plus zinc sulfate copper 2, H2S plus O2 gives rise to H2O plus S, methane plus O2 gives rise to CO2, H2O. Tell me, H2S, it is a reducing or oxidizing? Oxidizing ka? Nodi, S is -2 no? -2 converted into 0 no? -2 to 0 is increasing oxidation number. So therefore, H2S undergoing oxidation, therefore it is a reducing agent. If it is reducing agent, it is a oxidizing agent. Next, here also reducing agent, it is oxidizing, it is oxidizing agent, it is reducing agent. Tell me, SnCl4 oxidizing agent, it is reducing agent. Al2O3 oxidizing agent, chromium is reducing agent. One more. If it is H2O2 undergo decomposition, it form H2O plus oxygen. Tell me where? What about H2O2? H2O2 is whether oxidizing agent or reducing agent? It is oxidizing agent. Are you sure? Or both? Both. Because If you calculate oxidation number, you will get peroxide, no, -1. We will calculate later. Peroxide -1. -1 to it is -2. Oxygen is 0. Tell me, -1 to -2 is decreasing oxidation number, reduction. It means oxygen undergoing reduction. Next, -1 to 0 is oxidation. It means H2O2 undergoing both reduction as well as oxidation. Hence, it is a both oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. Okay. Next is competitive electron transfer reactions. Competitive electron transfer reactions. Competitive electron transfer reaction. Okay. Let us see one simple example. A zinc rod is placed in copper sulfate solution. Let us take a beaker. This beaker containing copper sulfate. What is the color of copper sulfate? Aqueous copper sulfate is, what is this color? E color in L. Blue. Ade. So copper sulfate is a blue in color. Okay. So this is a aqueous copper sulfate. In aqueous copper sulfate, let us place zinc rod. This is a zinc rod. Tell me, when zinc rod is placed in a copper sulfate solution, what happened? One. Let's say first observation 1. Whether zinc undergo oxidation reduction. Zinc undergo oxidation. Say this concept we study electrochemistry. Generally, if any metal has SRP is negative, it undergo oxidation. If the metal has SRP is positive, it undergo what? Reduction. So if the metal SRP negative, oxidation. If the metal SRP positive, reduction. Do you remember what is the SRP of zinc and copper? So tell me. SRP of zinc is minus 0.76 volt, and what is SRP of copper? Plus 0.34 volt. Don't worry, we have not studied this, we will study. Okay, wherever it comes, just try to remember, that's it, it help you. Fine. So therefore SRP of zinc is negative and copper is positive. Tell me, what is SRP? SRP, standard reduction potential. So standard reduction potential we will get in electrochemistry. Okay, so about that you don't worry, I'll explain clearly about SRP values and all there. But if you remember this value, this concept become easy. That's my intention, that's it. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ SRP ನೆನಪಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಭಾಳ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಬೈ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So that's what you try to remember logically if you remember these values. That is my intention. Okay, fine. So yeah, we have taken, it is aqueous copper sulfate. A zinc rod is placed in a aqueous copper sulfate solution. We know that aqueous copper sulfate solution is a blue in color. Okay, then we also know that zinc rod has negative SRP. Therefore zinc undergo what? So zinc undergo oxidation. So since zinc undergo oxidation, what about Cu plus to undergo? Obviously reduction. Cu plus to undergo reduction. Where the Cu plus to present in the solution. So therefore the Cu plus ion present in the solution, they undergo, there are Cu plus to here. So these Cu plus ions undergo reduction. How? Cu plus 2 plus 2 electron, they convert into Cu. The Cu metal get deposited where? on the where? On the surface of the zinc rod. Okay, on the surface of the zinc rod you will get a metallic, actually copper is a metallic red color. Metallic red color coat will be appear on the where? Surface of the which rod? Zinc rod. Okay, next, then what about zinc plus 2 ion? What about zinc? Zinc undergo oxidation. That means this zinc undergo oxidation, that zinc rod get converted into nothing but dissolved. Zinc rod dissolved into zinc plus 2 electron. That means zinc rod get dissolved. That zinc converts into zinc plus 2. Those zinc plus 2 ions are entered into the solution. So that zinc rod is dissolved. Zinc plus 2 ion enter into the solution. At the same time, Cu plus 2 get converted into Cu, that get deposited where? On the surface of the zinc rod. So that you will get this part becomes metallic red. Okay. Then what are the observation? What observation is noticed? 1. When this process takes place, zinc undergoing oxidation and Cu plus 2 undergoing what? Reduction. When the Cu plus 2 undergoing reduction, Cu plus 2 converted into Cu. That means, so Cu plus 2 ion changing to Cu. What happened? The concentration of Cu plus 2 decreases. When the concentration of Cu plus 2 decreases, so what is the color intensity? Blue color intensity. The blue color intensity slowly decreases, and at particular stage the blue color disappear to colorless. Completely disappear. So blue color become colorless. Okay, and other noticed, other thing is, and this on the surface of the metal, so what is coated? A silver, a small what is it? Very thin layer of copper coated on the where? On the surface of the zinc rod. Okay, so these are the things can be noticed. Then finally, now what is the color here? Again it is a zinc rod will be there. What is the color change here? Is it color has, it has any color? It is become colorless. Actually this is a blue color. Okay, colorless. Right? Now tell me, based on this, there is one question. Question is, a copper sulfate solution is stirred with silver spoon. It is a copper sulfate solution which is stirred with take silver spoon. Bala costly alla? Adun parvagilla. Okay, and silver, this is a copper sulfate. So therefore, a copper sulfate solution is stirred with silver spoon. Which of the following observation is noticed? 1. Copper deposited on silver. Is it this Cu plus 2 undergo reduction to form Cu on silver? 2. Ag undergo oxidation. 3. Color of copper sulfate changes to colorless. 4. No changes observed. No change. Okay, so to understand this, again you need to understand, or you need to remember SRP value. Okay, the SRP value of silver is, it is approximately plus 0.80 volt. And copper SRP value already we have seen, it is a plus 0.34 volt. And tell me, of course both are having positive SRP. Okay, when there are both are having positive SRP, the metal whose positive SRP is more, that is undergo reduction. That means which is undergo reduction? Ag. Ag should undergo reduction, Cu plus undergo oxidation. But unfortunately Cu plus already oxidized. it is does not undergo further oxidation. And silver already reduced Ag, it's already reduced form, it is already reduced form. That's what, since silver is reduced form, copper is oxidized form, they do not undergo further reaction. That means there is no change. This is according to SRP values. Okay, take down. Take the question. Which of the following changes noticed? Which of the following changes noticed? Which of the following changes noticed when aqueous copper sulfate solution stirred with, when aqueous copper sulfate solution stirred with which spoon? Silver spoon. Aqueous copper sulfate stirred with silver Ag spoon. 1. Copper deposited over silver spoon. 2. Silver dissolved in aqueous copper sulfate solution. Silver dissolved in aqueous copper sulfate solution. 3. Aqueous copper sulfate turns to colorless. Aqueous copper sulfate turns to colorless. 4. No changes observed. No changes observed. Tell me. Answer is no changes. There is no change because all three do not happen. Okay. Next, one more question. Which of the following is a oxidizing agent? Which of the following is a oxidizing agent? Which of the following is a oxidizing agent? Tell me. So all these are nitrogen compounds, right? Ammonia nitrogen compound, it is called hydrazine. It is a HNO3, nitric acid, and N3H. Ammonia, na? Ammonia is NH3. N3H is hydrozoic acid. Hydrozoic acid. Tell me, which of the following is a oxidizing agent? We know that oxidizing agent should have highest oxidation state in its compound. Therefore, here nitrogen, in all this compound, nitrogen has +5, which is highest. If you calculate other compound, do not get +5. Therefore, the element in which it has highest oxidation state, which is a oxidizing agent. Similarly, which of the following is a reducing agent? Which of the following is a reducing agent? One, H2SO4, B, SO3 C H2S D H2 S2 O7. So again you have to calculate the oxidation state. Tell me, in which of the following compound sulfur has minimum oxidation state? So minimum comes H2S, that is -2. Therefore in minimum oxidation state reducing agent, in maximum it is oxidizing agent. Okay. Next, write oxidation number. Right. So what is oxidation number and calculation we have? Tell me. So what is oxidation number? Oxidation number nothing but it is a charge, no? It may be negative or it may be positive. The charge appear on, it may be atom, it may be molecule, or generally it is can be taken a species. Therefore the charge appear on, the charge appear on, it may be atom or even molecule or nothing but species, right? The charge appear on atom or molecule or species called oxidation number. But most important is rules for calculating oxidation number. In 2019 question paper, one question is given on based on oxidation number. Okay. Write down rules for calculating oxidation number. You must remember rules. Okay. First rule. See, the first rule is the oxidation number of pure state, nothing but elementary state. Yeah, the oxidation number of element in elementary state or uncombined state or pure state is always 0. Then what is the meaning of uncombined or pure state? For example, take hydrogen, H2. H2 is a pure or impure? H2 is pure. O2, N2, all these are pure. In pure state or uncombined state like sodium, metals, all the metals, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. So when they are in pure state, uncombined state, their oxidation become always 0. Therefore first rule is the oxidation state of elementary state or pure state or nothing but uncombined state is always what? Is always 0. Can you tell me example? Let us take elementary state is sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, all these are elementary states, they are 0. And uncombined state, they are not combined, nothing but pure state. Oxygen, O2, it is a pure oxygen, pure hydrogen, pure nitrogen, all these are uncombined state. Their oxidation number also 0. Next, second rule. Okay, so what is the second rule? The oxidation number of all alkali metal is always +1. Yes or no? Alkaline earth metal +2. So therefore second rule, oxidation state of alkali metal, oxidation state of all alkali metals is always +1. Can you tell me what are the alkali metals? lithium, sodium, potassium, yes, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium also, but francium is a radioactive element we don't study. So lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, wherever these elements comes, you need to take it is a +1. It is fixed. Next, 3. Oxidation state of alkaline earth metals is +2. So oxidation state of all alkaline earth metal +2. What are the alkali earth metals? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. So again radium is a radioactive element, right? So beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium is always +2. Then tell me why it is fixed? Why it is a +1? It is +2. Because all the alkali metals have only one valence electron. Since they have one valence electron and they have tendency to lose only one electron, and moreover metals, all the metals have tendency to lose electron or not? Metals have tendency to lose electron, and moreover alkali metal lose one electron, alkali earth metal lose 2 electron. That's what +1 it is +2. Next, 4th one, oxidation state of hydrogen is +1, generally +1. The oxidation state of hydrogen generally +1, but in case of metal hydride, important, but in metal hydride it is -1, important. So only in metal hydride it is -1, otherwise hydrogen has always +1. For example, let us take H2O. Tell me, in H2O, what is the oxidation state of hydrogen? It is a +1. Whereas in case of sodium hydride or magnesium hydride or aluminium hydride, these are metal hydride. So what are metal hydride? When the hydrogen combined with metal, okay, called metal hydrides. In metal hydride, so we know that metal is a positive, sodium +1. If sodium +1, it should be -1. It is inevitable. So therefore here it is a magnesium +2. If the magnesium +2, hydrogen is -2, but one hydrogen is -1, it is a +3. So 3 hydrogen -3, 1 hydrogen -1. Therefore in case of metal hydride, these are metal hydrides. So only in case of metal hydride it is -1, otherwise in all the cases hydrogen is +1. Next, 5th rule. 5th rule about oxygen. Tell me, what is the oxidation state of oxygen? Oxidation state of oxygen is generally -2. -2. So yes, oxidation state of oxygen -2, but in case of peroxide -1, superoxide -1/2. So therefore in peroxide, written oxidation state of oxygen -2, but in peroxide -1, superoxide -1/2. Okay, then how to identify peroxide, superoxide? That is also important. So peroxide generally it is O2 -2. So if there is a O2 -2, 2 oxygen carrying -2, 1 oxygen carry -1, that is peroxide. When it is superoxide can be taken, it is a O2 -1, 2 oxygen -1, 1 oxygen -1/2. Okay, and so not only minus, even oxygen can also exhibit positive +1, +2, and oxygen can also exhibit +1, comma plus 2 in O2F2 and OF2 only. I mentioned only. So oxygen can also carry plus 1 plus 2 charge, that is oxygen state, in plus 1, that is O2F2. In O2F2 oxygen has minus 1, plus 1. In OF2 it is plus 2. Tell me why oxygen is minus, that is plus, and why fluorine is minus there? Because in O2F2, we will study in 17th group, there is interesting topic about this. O2F2, actually O2F2, OF2, they are actually oxides, we supposed to called oxide, but usually they are not called oxide, they are called fluorides. Otherwise, if oxygen present any compound, we used to call oxide, like it is where it is oxide of hydrogen, oxide of sodium, oxide of so and so element. But when oxygen present with fluorine, it is not called oxide, it is called fluoride, because their electronegativity of fluorine is highest. Since fluorine has highest electronegativity, so fluorine always carry minus 1 charge. That's what oxygen must carry plus 1. Okay. Therefore, only in oxygen fluorine compounds oxygen carry plus 1 plus 2. Other than this compound, oxygen never carry positive charge. The reason is electronegativity order. Oxygen has highest, the next highest is, fluorine has highest, next highest is oxygen, next highest is nitrogen, which is approximately equal to chlorine. These are the 4 elements having highest electronegativities. Due to highest electronegativity, fluorine, oxygen compounds are fluorides, and where oxygen carry positive oxidation states. Important. Okay, it is about oxygen. Next is 6th one about halogen. Tell me, what is the oxidation state of halogen? Generally minus 1. So in general, halogen carry minus 1, or halogen exhibit minus 1 OS. But in case of chlorine, bromine, iodine, they can also exhibit plus 1, plus 3, plus 5, plus 7. You have studied in 17th group elements. Whereas, what is the oxidation state exhibited by fluorine? The oxidation state exhibited by fluorine is always minus 1. It never carry positive OS. So therefore, 6th point is oxidation state of halogen is minus 1, but chlorine, bromine, iodine can exhibit plus 7, plus 3, plus 5, plus 7 oxidation state. Whereas fluorine can exhibit, important, can exhibit only minus 1 oxidation state. It never exhibit other than that. Because what is the reason? Highest electronegativity. So fluorine has highest electronegativity, therefore it has minus 1 only. It never carry positive OS. Okay. It is about halogen. Next 7th point is, see, usually we know that usually metal always carry positive OS. Have you seen that any metal having negative OS? Any metal which carry negative oxidation state, have you studied? No. If you see somewhere, it is wrong only. That is a property of metal? No. The property of metal is metal always try to lose electron. It never take electron. If it take electron, we do not say it is a metal. It is non-metal. So therefore, metal always have tendency to lose electron. That's what metal always carry positive OS. But even metal do not carry even 0 also, except neutral state, except their uncombined state. Metal in compound generally they have positive. but there are two exceptions. Metal carry 0 OS or metal exhibit 0 OS in all metal carbonyls. You have studied in D block coordination compound. In all metal carbonyl, metal carry 0 oxidation state, and in metal amalgam, zinc amalgam and sodium amalgam, so metal carry 0 oxidation states. Important, right? Metal exhibit 0 oxidation state. Metal exhibit 0 oxidation state in metal carbonyl and metal amalgam. Metal carbonyl and metal amalgam. Can you tell me metal carbonyl some example? Very good. Nickel tetracarbonyl, comma, iron pentacarbonyl, comma, chromium hexacarbonyl, many more. What are the metal carbonyl? The complex compound which contain metal and carbon monoxide, where carbon monoxide is a ligand. Okay, in all these metal carbonyl, CO, carbon monoxide, is a ligand. So therefore here, what is the OS? OS of nickel? 0. OS of iron? 0. What is the OS of chromium? It is also 0. That means in all metal carbonyl, metal has 0 OS. Similarly, not only metal carbonyl, even metal amalgam. We use metal amalgam as a reducing agent very commonly in organic reactions. Can you tell me 1-2 important metal amalgams? Very good. Zinc amalgam. Do you remember where we use zinc amalgam? Clemmensen reduction. Clemmensen reduction alli use martivala. Aldehydes and ketones undergo reduction in presence of Clemmensen reagent, zinc amalgam, concentrated HCl, which converts into alkane. Okay, fine. So therefore, zinc amalgam, it is a zinc amalgam where zinc is a 0 OS, oxidation state 0, and sodium amalgam, which is also one of the reducing agent where sodium oxidation state is 0. Therefore, in all amalgams and metal carbonyls, metal carry 0 oxidation state. Next, 8th one. Right. So 8th one, see, next is minimum and maximum. So what is the minimum oxidation state of any element and what is the maximum OS of any element? Let's see first maximum. The maximum oxidation state of an element is always equal to valence electrons, nothing but group number. Maximum OS is always equal to group number or valence electron. Minimum OS equal to group number or valence electron minus 8. So therefore, 8th one is maximum oxidation number of any element is equals to, tell me what? It is equals to valence electron over R, nothing but group number. Valence electron or group number. Similarly, minimum OS is equals to minimum oxidation state or oxidation number is equals to valence electron minus 8. Important. Okay. For example, you tell me what is the minimum and maximum OS of nitrogen? Tell me, what is the minimum OS of oxygen and maximum? Tell me first maximum. Maximum OS of nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen, it is also nitrogen. Now tell me maximum OS equal to valence electron or group number. So nitrogen has how many valence electron? 5. 15th group, no. Nitrogen 15th group, 5 valence electron. Therefore, maximum OS is plus 5. Plus 5. What is the minimum OS? minimum OS equal to valence electron minus, sorry, 8 valence electron minus 8, which is equals to minus 3. Therefore, nitrogen minus 3 is the minimum OS, plus 5 is the maximum OS. Okay. Can you tell me sulfur minimum and maximum? Bega. So minimum OS of sulfur, maximum OS of sulfur. So maximum OS equal to plus 6. Plus 6. 6 andre ಏನು minus plus okay, plus, and this is, so it is a 6 minus 8 equal to minus 2. So like that you can calculate. Okay. Next, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೂಲ್ 2 ಇದಾವೆ ಸರ್, ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬೇಗ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್. Contention, right? If the oxidation state of any element exceed its group number or valence electron, if the oxidation state of any element exceed its group number or valence electron, it shows that molecule contain peroxy bond. It shows that molecule contain peroxy bond, and its original oxidation state equal to its group number or valence electron.